Okay. Shared screen. Okay. Let me minimize it, guys, and move you over. There we go. Well, that's kind of fun.
This was taken, or at least the image, the two faces were taken on my iPhone at the the mineral show, Gem and Mineral Show.
Oh, okay.
So they're made out of emerald, if I recall.
Wow.
And they were just really cool. But of course, you know, they were on a table out in the sun and people walking by and everything. So I just came up with look for a texture in topaz, something that would be kind of fun to put behind them. And I thought, well, it looks like these heads are coming out of the wall.
Yeah.
So just something a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you, that's very different. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you blur the top of the?
I did. I took it into topaz, masked them, of course, and then put a texture. And then I also then used the blur filter to blur the background a bit, just to make them stand out a little bit more.
Yeah, see on the right side of the rear head, that the way the shadows form, it looks like she's actually sticking through a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Yes, it's neat.
Suggestion, and to further that would be to just kind of follow the shapes of the bricks and kind of break them up a bit.
Using, or how so?
Well, you know, so it's not just cutting like cutting through the bricks, but have the bricks kind of like you took them out.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
okay.
spots. So it's kind of
Oh, that'd be
this
cool.
kind of feel.
Yeah. Yeah,
So it's like you removed a brick.
yeah, on the mortar joints.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So
Okay.
maybe a brick comes out like that, and then you know this one's
Yeah.
back. Yeah, that could be
Okay.
fun.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't know if a little vignette or a gradation or something just to bring her forward
Okay.
might work out. Yeah. So I don't know. We could fake it real quick with cloning or something. I didn't ask for it yet. All right. So, you know, you could probably just you know, do something like that.
Ah, okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
As you're cutting it out. Yeah.
And you've just cloned that.
I just cloned it, but you're
Okay.
making a mask. I'm assuming this is on a layer above it, right?
Say that again.
Oh, no,
No, this was
you added that texture in topaz, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd have to do that in your masking.
Okay.
Now, how did you comp these? Did you comp these in topaz?
They actually, one was right behind the other. They were on the table like that.
Right. Oh, so
I masked both faces as
oh, I see. The bricks are actually a texture layer.
right. The bricks are a
So
texture layer.
you basically composed using the texture layer. Okay.
Yes.
All right, I got you. Yeah, you just have to get real good with your masking there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess the other way would be to you could just get the texture from topaz and bring it in as a separate layer from this and then do it all in Photoshop. Yeah, beforehand, that might be easier.
What would you think about cropping it like right at the base of the first figure? I like
I'm
how
thinking about
what
that
I'm seeing
too,
now.
yeah. I think
I think that
To
would,
get rid of some of the brick.
yeah, in the bottom.
yeah. Yeah, so, oops,
Whoa.
come back here.
I liked how you had it there when
There it
you
is.
was
I couldn't find the right
large.
corner. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
There we go. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
or maybe all the way to the base. So she looks like she's forward.
Yeah, you might even be able to do something like that.
It's like
Yes,
that.
exactly.
Okay,
And then the
yeah.
other one's embedded in the wall. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, there you go, something like that.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely gives it a total different feel.
She doesn't feel like she's floating. She felt like because she had no base to her,
Mhm.
she felt like to me like she was kind of floating like a spirit or something, which is a different effect.
Mhm.
But this kind of grounds her a little bit. And then the other one, if you make it look like it's behind her in the wall, it's going to really give you some nice dimensionality.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Good ideas.
You can definitely achieve that with, darkening her up a little bit. We can do it with camera or anything else for that matter, but you can do it with, a correction layer too. I'm just gonna do a local one. Just brush this in real quick. Yeah, just kind of darken her up a little bit.
Darken it a little. Okay.
Yeah. So it looks like it's behind. The other thing is when you're doing your blur, use a mask that doesn't have a soft edge, so you can,
Okay.
so it doesn't
Get
bleed
that.
over like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So increase the hardness on the
yeah,
mask.
just bring the
Okay.
feathering down, or I don't remember what they call it in topaz, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So basically,
Okay.
if your feathering's up, it's gonna, let me turn this off for a second here. You can see the difference there. That's a lot of feathering between the black circle and the dotted circle.
Uh-huh.
Whereas if you bring it down, they're almost together.
Oh,
Your head.
okay.
See, okay,
Yep.
yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, I think that would help.
Okay. Now,
Ooh.
then I went into old pictures archives.
Mhm.
This isn't, the next three are from Indianapolis. This is Indianapolis upside down. From about the sixth floor of the Indianapolis Central Library. It's all windows.
Mm.
And then where these windows happen to be, they built a new library connecting it to the old library. So with the old library, there's a reflective surface, and it was reflecting the city onto the windows. So I didn't turn this upside down. This is how I took the picture.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah,
that's pretty darn cool.
yeah.
So is that a reflective walkway, the ground of the walkway, or?
No, it's no walkway.
Okay.
I like the triangle in the center, or off-centered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like all the little dots or perforations in it.
Yeah, I think it's been so long since I've even been up there, but some sort of, obviously like a screen or something that created all that.
Yeah. And then I really like the distortions up here where the flag is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And all through here. Let me get my cursor back here. There we go. Easier for you to see that little bitty crosshair there. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fun.
That's neat.
Yeah.
I don't know if cropping this little section here off helps or not. Let's take a quick peek. Yeah, I think it,
Oh, it's like a different picture.
yeah, because I think
Yeah,
that was just too light up there.
too much, okay.
It
Yeah.
wasn't adding to the story either.
Right.
Yeah, I think that helps it a bit.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay.
Oh,
And this is inside the library, looking down at some of the seating area. And I just, because the time of day I was there, everything was in blue, like a blue cast, blue lighting, just looked ugly. So I just converted it into black and white.
Mhm.
And it brought out the patterns of the carpet and just
mhm,
gave it kind of a little bit more of an industrial feel, actually.
mhm.
Yeah.
And I kept the two chairs that are, or that, the tables that are sort of cut in a quarter and a half, just 'cause it seemed like it gave it more balance that way. I couldn't crop it in any closer anyway, just because of the chair in the lower left, or the table and chairs in the lower left.
Very mid-century looking.
Well, the nice thing about having those there as well is it makes you assume that there's more beyond the crop.
Uh-huh.
You can see the little legs up here, and you got part of a table here, so you know that this goes on and has more, which is always a nice way to tell a story. Yeah, so I don't think that's an issue at all.
Hey, Sandy, I was wondering, I'd always asked or wanted to ask you this question. Could we, talking about storytelling, there's been an awful lot of articles on storytelling in a visual format. Would you be willing to do a workshop on how we could tell better stories and select the images?
Yeah, I could work on that. Send me an email to remind me so I don't forget. But yeah, I can look into that for you.
Well, no, I mean, I don't mean to put you on the spot. I mean, you
No,
don't,
I think it might be fun.
it just was, we have a rhythm going.
Mhm.
I don't want to mess that up, but it is a kind of an interesting thing for all of us to learn a little bit more about storytelling using visual media.
Yeah, yeah,
Great idea.
Yeah.
yeah. Getting back to this image, I wonder if just rotating it a little bit to get it to,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't know if that's going to help or hinder it.
Yeah, that never even occurred to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to cut a lot of it out, but yeah, I don't know if that helps or not.
Mm,
Yeah,
In this case, you'd have to extend
it's too much.
and do some content
Right.
or fill or something to get it to,
yeah, because it really takes too much away from it.
yeah, wouldn't be too bad. It would involve some cloning or content or fill in these areas. Or if you wanted to keep this a lot more. Yeah, I don't know. Just a thought.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of work, so I don't know if it's worth it. Okay.
And the last one is again reflections from outside.
Yeah.
Taking this again, looking at the building itself, and this is oh boy, I believe it's the Masonic temple from across the street.
Nice,
I
nice,
like-
nice, nice
I like
image,
the-
Tim.
Yeah, thanks. I like the way it just broke it up,
Mhm.
repeating everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Something cool about reflections, eh?
Oh, yeah. I wonder if this side here is,
If you need it.
off or not. Yeah, maybe maybe just, somewhere, oops. Guess I can't miss my mark for moving that. Yeah, somewhere in there. Tightening it up. Oh, and then losing this little light area here too. Yeah, come on. There we go. Yeah, like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Like the lighter streak toward the top there, windows reflecting a different part of the sky or something. It
Which-
breaks up the streak coming up from the upper right corner down to the left.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think
Oh, you mean the lighter window?
lighter windows, yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that adds or subtracts. You obviously could just mask that area out, correct it easily enough.
Yeah.
What if you punched up the details on it, like give it a little bit more of an edge?
Okay, I did a little, but I didn't want to go overboard. I just wasn't
Yeah, I
sure.
know.
Yeah,
It's so nice. You hate to ruin it,
Yeah.
but it might richen the colors up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Using topaz or luminar or both? or
Topaz.
Topaz.
Yeah, I did that, the detail.
Okay. So did you use precision contrast and precision detail?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe just a little more. Oops, that's sharpen. I'm sorry. Too many S's.
Too many S's. Too many things on the desktop.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. There it is. Doesn't have an S at all.
Uh,
All right. Well,
what did we do before Topaz Studio? Ugh.
Boring.
yeah, there we go. I just made a preset that had it already loaded, so let's see. Yeah, I think that adds a lot. Somewhere in there. Let's see if, no, we don't have to take the highlights down that far, but maybe a little bit. Now you can take your highlights here maybe, and no, I don't think it's helping enough.
Well, maybe raw, huh? Raw
Yeah,
does a good
maybe.
job.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay,
And you could mask it off this area if you didn't want it, to pick up some of these anomalies up here. That'd be easy enough. And then you could just add, a basic adjustment. And at that point, just make a mask. Since it works, let's go a little further. Something like that. Looks like I'm missing some in the middle there. All right, and then I just invert that real quick. And
Oh, nice.
okay, yeah.
you can do that, maybe cool it off a little bit. Something like
Oh,
that.
yeah. Yeah,
That'd be enough to make a difference.
Mhm. Very nice.
okay. Great, thank you.
It's a great photo. That'd make an interesting puzzle, wouldn't it?
Oh, geez.
Okay, Maureen, you got before and afters, I think.
Yeah. So I took this at a horse show inside the barn, and so it was really, really dark. And but I just liked the way the horse was looking at me, and I really liked his head stall and reins were really pretty.
Yeah,
But the background's awful.
yeah. There you go.
So I took a background that I had that was like some wildflowers, yellow wildflowers with a lot of green, and I ran it through Topaz and one of their abstract filters. Then I went back and added some texture to it, added some color, painted in some pink on another layer. Then I found a photograph I had of some pestamens, and I put that over the background. Then I took the horse and I ran him through a couple of filters on Topaz as well. And then I did some different colors painted on him. I painted in some green, blue, pink, some red, a little bit of a chestnut color. And I just had fun with it.
So then how did you layer it? Did you layer it in Photoshop then?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I layered all the different treatments. I think this particular one, I probably had 10 or 15 layers.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hmm.
a lot of layers. I turn off and on some, I use just a little bit, and then I go back and I really liked his eye. I went in the eye and I added a little yellow. There was yellow in the headstall, and yellow is a color that draws you to it. And then I painted some yellow around his eye as well. Subtly, not really, really strong. But yeah, and inside the eye, I put a couple of dots of yellow in there as well, because there's, subliminally yellow on his headstall, not subliminally, but there is yellow on his headstall, and there's a lot of yellow in the background too, yellow to green.
So Maureen, did you literally cut out the horse?
I did, from the background. The original background was just the barn and inside the barn, so it was really boring.
So how did you manage the fine pieces of hair in there?
Well, there's actually more than I ended up with. I'm really starting to like the select subject in
Yes.
Photoshop. So yeah, I had to take those out that were along the mane up there because the background was black. And it just was too hard to remove it. But on the forelock, I went in and just gently, try to get rid of as much of the black as I could. The ears came out pretty good, and then I just went back over it with the brush, to bring the hair back on the ears. With show horses, a lot of times they clip the entire ear inside and out. There isn't any hair. And then the forelock is usually plastered down. So it makes them a little easier. They don't have as many wispies, as a normal horse. But I liked how the treatment really brought out the vein across his nose. And there's 3 different Topaz treatments on there. Yeah. Or what do you call filters? I'm sorry.
I'm just wondering if you should have cloned or toned that down a little bit. I know it's in the original, but
I did paint a little bit of blue in there. Do you think it's too much? Is that what you're saying?
no, I
Maybe a little more?
it just keeps competing with the eye.
The shape.
It almost looks like
It's a shape,
shot or something.
It is a hollow space behind their eyes. Some horses are more indented than others. His is pretty prominent.
Yeah, it's very prominent. I'm just wondering if maybe that little dark, area around it.
It's kind of drawing attention to it.
Yeah, maybe just knock that down.
knock that down, yeah.
Yeah, because it is on the original. You can
Yeah,
see there's a bit of
he
it.
has a very deep
Yeah.
orbit there, socket, whatever you call it.
Right. You know, other than
A
that.
real nice
I like,
Maureen. That's a good one.
Thanks.
Quite nice.
yeah, I like the way you brought some of the colors in too from the back.
And when one of the treatments brought the pink in the forelock and along his bridle path, and then I kind of liked it.
Yeah, because it
And I
really
had
works with
pink,
the
and I
background.
kind of went with pink. I just started putting pink everywhere, which is not a color you usually use on a chestnut horse, but it
Right.
seemed to kind of fit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, it works out nicely.
thank
You
you.
married these two together pretty well.
Thanks.
Very nice.
And it wasn't too bad. The only thing that Photoshop didn't do a good job of masking was the reins.
That's what I wondered. Yeah.
It did not. I had to go
Okay.
back and bring it back in and then, sculpt it back out again.
Mhm.
But did a good job on the horse. Overall, I was really impressed.
Mhm.
Has anybody tried the masking tool on Topaz lately? If that's
I
worthwhile?
haven't. I've been mostly using Photoshop.
You mean just in studio too, masking?
Well, they have a standalone product.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, I don't think they support that or studio anymore.
It's
but-
called Remask.
Remask, and I
No,
never had
actually,
any.
yeah, there's Topaz Mask AI, which is the second generation of Remask. But I still don't think it's come as far along as Photoshop's.
I think Photoshop is more user friendly and does a first round job better.
Yeah, and there's quite a few YouTube videos on how to refine that and get more hair and other things out of it.
I've tried all
YouTube.
those and
Yeah,
I can't get them to work.
yeah, yeah. It's a long process, but nothing like it used to be doing it by hand. So it's quite an improvement.
True,
Yeah,
true. We're
yeah.
getting spoiled.
Yeah, yeah. There's a guy, I think it's Pixel Perfect is his site. It's Dinesh, the Indian gentleman with the
Yeah. Yeah,
dark,
the
the
brows,
dark
the
unibrow.
eyebrows.
Yeah, he's got some very good masking videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at this next one here.
Okay, that's the before. She was looking directly at me, so I
Oh,
kind
I
of
like what you did. Wow.
Oh,
so of course I didn't want that busy background. And I thank you so much to Alan. I took a photograph that I had, Alan and Wendell. I took a photograph that I had of a blooming hedgehog cactus. There was 2 blooms in it, and I ran it through the is it twirl, I think,
or the twirl picture,
in Photoshop.
yeah.
And then I took it into Topaz and used, I think, impression, one of the abstract filters. And I liked what it did. Then I went into liquify and pulled it and ran it around a bunch. I think I have 20 layers on this one.
Oh my gosh.
And
Oh, geez.
then I got a little crazy. I took her eye and put it inside the flowers, and 3 of the flowers in her headdress.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then
You've been talking to Steve.
I know. And then I went and put colors in the flowers. I put colors on her, especially added in a lot of green. And I think that's it. And then she has 1 or 2 Topaz filters on her. Because I really liked what it did with the shadows on her chest and her arms. I think that's the light coming through the veil she had. It dawned on me after going back and looking at these pictures, she is more than likely a dead bride because she had a black veil on. I think she was supposed to be a bride. See the veil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never really noticed that until I went back this time and looked at, well, this was, right at Halloween. It was either before or after, day before or after. And so she was dressed up to commemorate that.
Mm.
But I had a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah.
Spent like a better part of 2 days
Wow.
playing with her.
Have you sent it to her?
No, I somehow or
You don't wanna
another got
share it with
connected
Beth?
with, I got connected with her father on Facebook. I have to go back and try to find him. Somebody connected me with him when I first posted her photos out there. And I think I even posted a photo of the father too. And I need to see if I can find her. I would like to enter this in Tohono Chul's exhibit that they have every year on the Day of the Dead. And I'm even thinking of painting it. So
Oh, wow.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
And I love the look of this horse in the background was just awful. I must have tried 50 different backgrounds on it and ended up just going in and I masked the horse out and then I did a topaz abstract. I think it was, no, I can't remember. This was a different one I hadn't used before. I went through because I wanted the color to come through and a lot of the topaz filters would take the color out or really dull it. And then I put a couple of gradients on it because it was so bright. The top was so bright. And then I put another treatment on the horse. I did mask the horse out and I put a treatment on him. I think there's 2 layers of treatments on him. And I went in and I put a little bit of the chestnut color in the horse head and body. And then I did a little yellow in the eye and a little yellow around the eye and put a little bit of yellow on some of the silver.
And the warm and cool mix works really
You've
nicely.
got more patience than I do.
Yeah.
It's like one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. And then sometimes I'm talking to myself saying, leave it alone, stop, get up from your chair,
Yeah.
go take a walk, get
Yeah.
away.
Then you come back and you see other things.
Yes,
It
you
never
do.
ends.
Mhm.
Even years later, the only thing I see is on the main there, it just looks a little too.
Yeah, it's a little backlit there.
Well, I don't even mind the backlit so much. It just kind of abrupt. So I would break it up a little bit. Let's see here. Could probably do it with a brush, really teeny brush, like, I don't know. Maybe. Let's try about. Like a 3 pixel. Now I'm just going to do it above in case I want to mess with it. Help if I pick the color first.
So are you painting a color in?
Yeah, I would just, just by hand,
Oh,
just do some
I like that.
little things, and take the background.
Yeah,
maybe.
kind of get a little bit of the
If
texture.
you don't
back
feel
in.
like grabbing the color every 2 seconds, you could just do it with a clone brush. And,
Mhm.
yeah,
Wow, I like that.
just kind of go back and forth, like,
Mhm.
and you can vary the size of the brush with your bracket
Mhm.
keys.
Yeah, because the hair does vary in size too.
Yeah, it might take you 10 or 15 minutes to get what you need, but
Mhm.
something like that would help.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
I like that.
And over here you can kind of go this way with
Yeah,
it.
you can't do too much because technically there wouldn't be very many short hairs there. It's the way the mane falls. They roach the top part or clip it down. This is
Yeah.
the long
Yeah,
hairs
there's always
here.
a few strays though.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, and then the other thing is you can come the other way and, you know, just kind of dig into it a little bit.
Yeah, I like that.
Just to give it a
Another
little-
way to spend time.
Exactly.
I can see doing that, and I like the way the white is in the main
Mhm.
where you're working, and there's none in the other area. It might be nice to add some highlights in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, because if you look back on the original,
Mhm.
there is some, you know, in here.
Um,
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got a little bit. Mhm.
Yeah,
It'd be good to look at them side by side, then I can kind of replicate it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I used to have to take a lot of models off of background and put them into something else, and you end
Mhm.
up, you know, getting as much of the flyaways as you could, but then you have to always
Because
add.
that's what adds to the realism, is having that.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, I like that treatment.
I like the background in that as well. I think it's
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do too.
I'm sorry, Ellen, I couldn't hear you.
I said I like the background on it. I really like the way it came
It
out.
kind of
there.
improved it by doing all that stuff to it.
Mhm. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it could take a little.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There you go. Okay. Well,
That would get rid of that one great big white block up there.
right.
Yeah,
I
good
kept-
idea.
Kept moving up there with my eye. All right, Wendell.
Ooh, is that
Oh,
nice?
that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, I only got 3 images in this week. The IRS got in the way. I did get down to the Desert Meadows Park to see things that have been added in the last year or so since I was there, which turned out to be a lot. But anyway, I just looked for things that I could do that might produce something for this SIG. And this was some big barrel cactus with one of those wind whirligigs behind.
Mhm.
Nice composition there, when
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you say this was?
At Desert Meadows Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you've got black and white on the edges.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the things I did. I used in Camera Raw, used the linear gradient and just went in and I cut the saturation down, did that all 4 sides to try to focus
Oh.
more on color, just to see what would happen.
really
Yeah, I'd
cool.
almost forgotten that step. And then I used a Topaz colored pencil preset to give it the treatment that it got, where it made the background pretty blurry and indistinct. Yet kept the foreground sharp.
I really like it.
Mm.
That is really,
Yeah, I like the low angle.
it's eye catching.
Mhm.
Bye-bye.
And the frame, I played around with that. I'm finally learning what all happens when you start moving sliders with the frame tool.
Mhm. Yeah, very nice.
It's lovely.
I like that treatment on the edge.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, just thought of that one day and thought maybe with all the other weird stuff I'm doing, maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea to
I
try.
like.
I've taken it down a little bit, but I've not desaturated it to the point of black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Nice. Okay.
And then this was just another grouping. What caught my eye here was the green of the cactus and of the barrels and the purple on the other cactus behind. And this one was pretty much straightforward once I cropped it down. Used the Topaz oil paint preset in the artistic collection and used the wide format, that got rid of a lot of the extraneous stuff at the top beyond the purple cactus. Only thing I thought about doing on the lower right there, there's a little, like another little barrel cactus forming, I guess.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Thought about taking that out, but then was afraid it might look messier. I'd wanted to, so I left it in there.
I don't mind it. I think
Yeah.
it's nothing that detracts from everything. It kind of fits with the barrel cactus that's at the back that you're only seeing a part of.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so, and then I did have to take out, you can see him to the left of the biggest cactus, some little weeds growing up there. There were a bunch
Oh,
of
yeah.
that I did take out in Photoshop, just using the healing brush
Mhm.
tool, but I didn't try to take them all out. I left the ones that were less obvious.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's about all that.
Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fun.
it's really nice, yeah.
Can't criticize.
I like what it did with the gravel too. Almost like, looks like
Yeah.
chips or something.
Yeah, I think I probably in Photoshop used the gradient tool to darken that. I know I did darken the rocks considerably down there.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly which route I went on that.
Nice.
Then this is just a pot that kind of like the backlighting on it, but there was a bunch of stuff at the top end, some rolled up hose or something up there. So I just used the expressionism preset in Topaz, and that pretty much took care of that. I did do some darkening to hide things in Photoshop. But I noticed one thing, I originally in Photoshop had reduced the brightness of that blue pot in the background and had it down to where it didn't really show up much. And then I tried to open that up into Topaz and it brought back the bright blue pot again.
Hmm.
Ignored what I'd done in Photoshop. So
Wow.
I don't think I ever noticed that before, but it seemed to go back to the original image somehow.
A nice blue though.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it didn't turn out bad.
No, I like
Especially-
it. Did you use an adjustment layer to get that blue pot down?
No. Well, what I did is I just used a selection tool, which that worked pretty quick, and then just reduced the
Oh, okay.
luminosity.
Right.
And I may have taken the saturation down too. I don't remember.
Okay.
But anyway, it came back.
Interesting. That's kind of strange.
Anyway.
Yeah. I really like the way it's taking these,
Mhm.
Yeah, that,
almost like they got combed and groomed.
yeah. Yeah, actually, even in the original, it looked pretty nice. I think the backlighting really helped in that one.
Would be a nice hairbrush.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get too close though.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I like the variety of textures a lot. That's nice. Well, Uncle Sam didn't get all your time.
Yeah, no.
He got mine this morning. I was on the phone with my accountant for longer than I had planned. That's how it goes. That time of year.
Yeah.
Okay, Ellen, you're up.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
yeah, this is just a little house finch making his home.
Mhm.
Yeah. Ah,
He's
And in action.
Yeah.
he's got a little hollowed out section in this tree to the right there. So I'll go down and see him again. But I know where he is. But, yeah, he come out quite sharp, especially his claws there.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. I actually had to put a little catch light in his eye because it wasn't quite there. So,
Oh,
Mhm.
but other than that, it's pretty well the way it is. I put a little bit more of sharpening to some of his feathers because I think it was on a 2.8. No, it wasn't on a 2.8. It's not 6.
Mhm.
6.5 aperture. I think.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's amazing. This is not something you actually can see with your eye, I don't think.
mhm.
It
No.
movies-
Right.
That's really neat.
Hard shot to get. So, yeah, what makes it, I think, yeah, he's in flight and it's nice, but what makes it is his building materials.
Yes.
Yep, they're busy now. We got them everywhere. But I like the differences in the claws.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's such a short, a small depth of field here. I'm not quite sure why it's as shallow as what it is, but it's. I try to sharpen it up as much as I dare. So.
Mm.
Yeah, that's that one. So,
Ooh.
Nice.
yeah, thanks. So one of the camera clubs up here, the guy holds a model shoot every now and again. So I went down to that yesterday, and this is one of the girls that were there. It was freezing cold. I don't know how they handled it, but I don't know how many photos were taken. Lots. There was about 10 of us there, and we're all putting, all high-speed shutters. I've been taking thousands of photos. Anyway, I really like this. I like the look that she has, and this is in 70 to 200 2.8 lens, and it just came out really nice. I liked it.
Beautiful.
And I don't, if you zoom in on this, it's amazing how clear this is, and I've never really done anything to this.
Oh, yeah.
And the background is just gorgeous.
Mhm.
Yeah. She might not appreciate the gray hair that's sticking out there.
Yeah, I was thinking you could probably lose this one here.
I'm just going to say it was a highlight.
There you go.
Wow.
So what do you guys think of this? Is it
Gorgeous.
Oh, I like it. I love it.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
The lighting on her face is just stunning.
yeah, I don't know. I like the look of it. I like everything about it, but in terms of photographing models, I've never really done it once before. And there's a few guys there that kind of tell them to pose certain ways and whatever, but this is I just like the way it is. I like her looking away somewhere else.
So was there any artificial lighting?
None whatsoever. No.
Oh. Huh.
Very good.
But thank you.
Nice.
And then there's another one just coming up here. It's pretty radical.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my goodness. Wow.
Mm.
I just love the color in this. It's just
Mhm.
Yes. And her green eyes.
I greened their eyes up a little bit. They weren't
Did you?
quite as green as that, but I thought she deserved some nice green eyes. So
Wow. Now, was there a wind machine going or was it windy?
no, she's just flicking her hair.
Look at her hair. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
She had lots of hair. I love the color in this. It just
Oh, it is stunning. And the background is just perfect
Mhm.
with the red. Mm.
Yeah.
Almost looks like flames.
Mhm.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's on a 2.8 aperture, and she's really nice and sharp. But you lose the effect on the hair, right? So I don't know if it should have been you know, a different aperture to capture that a little bit more in focus. But
Yeah,
Was it dark? Did you have it on 2.8 because there was low light?
no, just wanted a really shallow depth of field.
Oh, okay.
So the background is all right.
Background's really nice.
Which lens was this?
It's 80 to 200
Uh-huh.
Nikon.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, when I had Nikons, that was my go-to lens. It's a nice lens.
Yeah, I love the color, and
Oh, yeah.
and like I said, I did green her eyes up, but I thought it was a perfect match.
Well, those eyes just draw you right in.
Yeah.
I lightened her face up a little bit because I thought it was a little bit too dark. So.
But your sharp word counts. So I guess it's just subjective how far back you wanted to carry it.
Yeah.
Very
Good.
nice.
So I know you guys liked the frost on a stick from a few weeks ago. So this is actually snow on a branch. Yeah, just I took it into a number of different things, but the main one is the twirl one in Photoshop, and I was just blown away with the structure that's in the because that's the actual branch that you see, that brown part, and of course the white part is the snow on the branch. When you just twirled that little bit there, it made it look like a surf, like a Hawaiian surf or whatever.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Worked out nicely.
Almost looks like you took a bald eagle and swirled him.
Yeah.
It looks like a ocean wave.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe you ought to smear some of this down, since all this is so soft in here.
Yeah. You know what I did, Sandy? I looked at it again and actually dropped it top and bottom. So I narrowed it down, you know, cropped it in both top and bottom. And that seemed to help a little bit. So
Yeah, I'm just talking about the transition between the sharp area and the soft.
okay.
You know, because I like the way it carries here and around here, but I'm just thinking maybe to soften that up.
Soften that up a bit. Okay.
Yeah, again, with that, you can play with that smear brush, which is
All right.
under the blur tool. Let's see here. Yeah, this guy smudge, I guess they call it. And yeah, you can just kind of pull these out a little bit. Let's see, if you take it 100%, you get that, but somewhere in between, you kind of get this thing going. You could also, I don't know, do you use a tablet with a stylus or just your mouse?
No, I just use the trackpad on my computer.
Oh, the trackpad, okay. Yeah, somewhere in the brush, I think there's a way to, oh, where is it? It's been a while. Brushes. Yeah, you could play with shape dynamics, and also somewhere in here there's a way to have it fade too. I'd have to look, but basically, if you do it that way, you see it changes.
Dragging
I
it
see.
down.
Yeah, it gets smaller as it goes.
Yeah.
So it's not just a big blob that you're blurring across.
Right.
There you go. Yeah, something like that would be just enough. to make the difference.
Right.
Yeah, between that transition and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can restore back some of this if it gets in the way. Like here, I would probably, get your, where are you? Here. Your restore brush and maybe bring some of that back. And just blend that out. There you go.
Good.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Ooh,
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So this next one's a nice, there's a little bit of snow and fresh snow and some grass, and the light was on it and it just looked really nice. And yeah, took it into Topaz and I think it was line and ink or something like that, or pen and ink or something. And this is what it did for me. I really like the bush in the background.
mhm.
Yeah, I
So,
like the darkness and the light.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then if you look at all the little bit of grasses, it just does an amazing job, and even the texture up on the left-hand side of the clouds in the sky. Quite amazing.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Is this a filter in Photoshop or Topaz?
Topaz, yeah.
Topaz, yeah. Mhm. A lot of different textures. You get this linear stuff going here and then the
Yeah.
swirlies and a lot of fun.
Thanks.
Yeah, I like that. Cool, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay,
Oh, nice.
Jim Bowman.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is up around Lee's Ferry. I don't know if you know that part of the country of Arizona,
Yeah.
northern. And so this is like an old abandoned building and just sitting there. So took into Topaz again and then used what they called a hopper texture effect. So it was a painterly combination.
And then did you put a vignette around it?
Yeah, put a white
A
vignette.
white vignette.
Uh-huh.
I like that effect.
Yeah, it's turned out pretty nice.
Oh.
But it's pretty bleak country. Can you imagine those people out there in the middle of nowhere trying to, I guess they were mining in this area. So all kinds of mining equipment left behind back from the turn of the century.
Where was this, Jim?
Not of this century, but last.
Where was this, Jim?
This was what they call Lee's Ferry, and it's in northern, it's by Vermilion Cliffs. I don't know if you,
Well, I've heard of that, yeah.
yeah. So
It's a nice area up there.
right. Okay.
Yeah, I like that vignette effect.
Mhm. Oh, wow.
What? Yeah.
So this one was, I they had some really harsh background in there because it was kind of dark, and so I tried this kind of putting the background a little bit more. Used well, what do they call that? feature. Anyways, it put a blur on the background
Mhm.
and then put the foreground, just focused just on the two cheetahs.
Mhm.
So it kind of shapes the cheetahs a little bit better too.
And when you blurred the background, did you mask the cheetahs out?
Yes.
Okay. I could see how that background would compete with them.
Yeah, it was
Sharp, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, they were back there and they were hard to even see,
Mm-hmm.
because there was just such a blend between their fur there and those nice dots and everything. And
Oh, yeah. Now, when you blur, do you do it on 2 layers? Like you blur 1 layer and then bring it through? Or do you just?
yes.
Good,
yeah.
good. Because then you can work your mask back and forth till you get what you want.
Right.
Mhm. Okay, good.
Very nice.
Oh,
Mm.
nice.
So this is San Javier, but really from a different back. It's not a usual view of
Yeah.
San Javier. So I kind of like that. There's an agricultural area right in front or on the
Mhm.
side there.
Yeah.
So I went and got a little, I guess that's alfalfa. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But toward the end of the day and kind of got that nice kind of glow feeling around the building.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
Saw on the Tucson paper where they've removed the scaffolding.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
So you can see the whole front of it again.
Oh,
Yay.
nice.
Yeah.
Wonder when that happened.
It was in Sunday's paper, so it's just
Oh,
happened.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But it says the east tower is a lot wider than the previous one that they didn't just work on.
It is, because we were there a couple weeks ago. We stopped by and
Oh,
there's a
okay.
definite difference between the 2 towers. It is really white.
Mhm. Yeah,
Can imagine. Yeah.
I need to wait a year or so to let some dust build up on it to
Yeah.
even.
Or just color corrected after the fact.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I like that point of view. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
No people, no cars.
That's right.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is obviously a big sunflower. And I didn't know what, I kind of did the normal, ran it through sharpen and masked out the black area to show a little bit more detail and so forth. But I didn't know what to do with that bumblebee, how to make him a little bit more prominent.
Mhm.
Yeah. I guess a little more detail in here would help, but I don't know if there's anything there.
Yeah, not too much. Maybe I just kind of, I'm stuck.
You could paint some highlights in here, pick up this yellow and bring it across to get more of the leg.
Okay.
That would help.
Yeah. I think I just needed to catch him at a point where he was spreading his wings or something.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, you
He's
don't
just kind
see
of a
them.
blob there.
Yeah, you don't see them too often with them folded like that. And it looks like he's really got his head buried there. You really can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really love the sunflower. These variegations of red, oranges in there. It's really nice.
Mhm. Maybe I could have just masked in a nice, bumblebee in there.
Hey,
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
I've got some I'll send you.
that's always an option, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, lovely.
Nice pride.
Yeah. So the background was topaz again, and I just had to clone in that rock behind him
Mhm.
was just blown out.
Hmm.
So I decided to take on the left-hand side, which is kind of pretty natural. The light wasn't as bright there. And so I just cloned from there over to the rock on the right-hand side, and it handled it pretty well.
Mhm. Yeah, otherwise it would really compete with him.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Nice. You almost don't see this one. She really blends
Yeah.
in nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say? I couldn't hear you.
I said, you almost don't see her. She really blends in down here.
Oh,
Oh, right.
Yeah, like their natural camouflage is amazing.
Yeah.
very nice. Very
Oh.
nice image.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Very nice.
How close were you there to them?
It was quite a distance. Although, I had a 500 millimeter lens and 500 millimeter Sigma.
Mhm.
And I was probably, I don't know, 300 yards away.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
very nice. Yeah.
very nice.
So, but I didn't, there's just a little bit more on top that I had to crop, but not a significant amount. So I really, in other words, I had more room to zoom, but I had to in order to get the whole pride, I just had to use all the lens that was there.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think the panorama adds to it where you've got this nice horizontal
Yeah.
rock here. And the horizontal format really helps.
Looks like the big guy's got his eyes on you there, Jim.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, very nice. Well, you sure saw a plethora of animals. That was good. When we were in Kenya, we saw a few, but nothing like this. That's great. Okay, Jim Murphy.
Okay, so prior to the pandemic, I was doing street photography quite a bit, and I enjoyed it. And there's a lot, and then I switched to birds. There's a lot of similarities between street photography and bird photography, because there's a lot of serendipity. You're just, walking along and you see an instance of something, and you try and snap it, an interesting face or whatever. So anyway, so I was experimenting here a little bit with background and subject, and the demarcation between the two, and letting them kind of just playing around with the idea of letting them kind of blend together a little bit. So
Mhm.
yeah, just kind of experimenting with this.
Yeah, it looks like a Ansel Adams zone photography lesson.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I had the detail of her nose and forehead and everything. I took it out on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it blended it to the white background.
I just I blended it, so kind of the separation disappeared.
Hmm. Hmm.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if maybe you should have maybe lighten these a bit then too, so to carry it on.
Okay.
You know, then.
I think particularly the nose is a little bit bothersome, maybe too dark
Yeah, a
there.
little too dark. But yeah, the eyes and the lips usually are the prominent features, and then tone the nose down and
Okay.
maybe under the chin. And then crosshairs are always an issue. So clone those out. Boy, I used to spend hours doing that. I had a bunch of hair clients, and that was a major no-no. But, so, I always see those, like them or not.
Yeah, I didn't notice that here, but now that you pointed out, it's bugging me.
Yeah, there's a few others, but
Yeah,
that's the main offender there.
yeah, but I agree on that nose should be lightened a little bit too.
Yeah, either that or just bring back a hint to the edge of
Mhm.
her nose and forehead, just so you have a boundary there. But it's interesting the way you're going here. It's almost like that image from the early 70s where it was just the eyes and the lips and maybe a little bit of the nostrils on
Yeah,
your face. Yeah, it's pretty
I
famous.
remember.
Yeah,
Oh golly, what was his name?
yeah, I can't remember who shot it either.
Richard Avedon.
Maybe it was Avedon. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, again, kind of continue, a little continuation of what I was doing with the last one in terms of foreground, background, subject. Just went real soft on this one, and the tonalities of the background and the face are pretty close there. The nose is definitely lighter on this one, although the nostril, I guess, is a little dark again too.
Mhm.
It really has a feel of mystery.
Mhm.
I'm just wondering if maybe you lighten this whole area to a lighter gray rather than this mid to dark gray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it bothers me. It's an excellent photograph, though.
Mhm.
Yeah, when I first saw it, yeah, I don't know, that particular tone of gray doesn't bear well on people.
Okay, yeah, I toned the black and white a little bit, so.
Mhm. Just, yeah, I just try something a little different with it. But I like the way you're playing around here. That works out. There's a little line here too that could probably get soft.
Yeah, there's a little demarcation line there, right?
Yeah.
Triangle.
Just not sure which way to go on this. I don't think select subject's gonna work, do you?
Yeah,
We'll go,
I
we'll go
doubt
with,
it.
yeah, we'll go with brush.
They'll select her hair,
Yeah, right.
the subject.
Yeah.
I read an interesting thing the other day that some people use that to determine the strength of their subject, and sometimes it'll select 2 or 3 things and it selects things that aren't a subject, thereby kind of weighing in on your photograph.
I saw that same article. Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for a negative and put Alaska and see what works here. Yeah, it does pretty good. Okay, close enough. So let's see here if we, what we might try, maybe we, yeah, just bring the whites up, I think.
Ooh.
Might be enough,
Mhm.
and changing contrast a bit. I'm not sure what clarity would do. Yeah.
Bringing that cheekbone in a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would probably do that separate. Well, oh, I see. That's a hat. The other side of the hat.
Yeah.
All right. Now I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe just a little clarity. Now, let's see what dehaze. If we go the opposite way. Yeah, maybe just a little bit. Because you want to kind of almost lose the edge. Yeah, something like that might work. Because
Yeah, that's kind of, it's kind of muddy, a little bit muddy before.
A lot
Yeah.
better, yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
okay.
A lot better.
Oh. Oh.
Where's the tattoos?
I'm, you know,
They're missing.
I can guarantee he's got them, so.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have a pair of scissors handy?
Did a couple of different versions of this one. I did where I kind of cut off that top knot, but then that's kind of a feature, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
we dropped it and put it back in.
Mhm.
I don't know, whenever I see people with that kind of cut where they shave the sides and leave the top long, or they'll shave one side and leave the other side long. When I was a kid, I used to work at this trailside museum when we'd get birds in and they'd be sick with something or other. And they'd always just have a little bit of feathers on the top of their head and that was it, you know, so I would call it the sick bird look. It just kind of stuck with me.
You know, seeing this in comparison to your others,
Mhm.
it's quite a contrast, you know.
Yeah.
Well, usually with my street photography and with street photography, I think in general, you're going for kind of a gritty, more
Mhm.
gritty kind of a feel. This is a little more gritty, and the next one too will be a little more gritty. The first two being soft, but they were also women.
Mhm.
So
But
just-
I really like the first two more now, I think,
okay,
after seeing this contrast.
yeah, that's a kind of a high contrast image.
Mhm. Maybe just tone this hot spot down. a bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
That one and this one, yeah.
busy background.
Yeah, I don't mind this because it brings you right in.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe go back, maybe here too.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Whoa.
Oh.
So this one's a little more gritty, a little more street
Whoa.
street
Yeah,
movie. Now, I know the background is busy, but I left it in there like that. And, you know, I pushed it up a little bit on, I guess it was on clarity a little bit. So, yeah.
I
And then
like,
I think I added a little selenium toning, maybe 10% or something like that.
Mhm.
I like the background though. It just adds to it.
Yeah.
It gives it, I don't know, a little more character or something. It just, I don't find, at least for me, it doesn't bother me to have that background there.
Yeah, the guy is 104 and so is the background.
Yeah, I would just blur this little hard area here.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's more like this kind of stuff. And then, you know, maybe lose one or two of these hairs,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, I'd leave most of them out there. Maybe just this guy here and just shorten them up. And this one here. Wow. Yeah, where did you do the black and white treatment? What program?
I did this one in Silver FX Pro.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Really nice. I think the contrast between all the textures and wrinkles and things here in this
Mhm.
amorphous background work nicely. You know, I don't have any problem with the background at all, except for just these areas.
Okay, as a street photographer, you have to ask yourself, if this walks by, do you take the shot? Unfortunately, I did not see her coming towards me. It was only after she went by. So,
So
and,
you better watch out for her nails here, holy moly.
yeah, so yeah, I topazed her and it turned the hand into like a paw, like more like a paw,
Yeah.
like an animal. paw, which I kind of liked with the butt cheeks with the animal paw. Yeah, I thought it worked for me. And it was kind
better
of,
that she didn't see you shooting.
yeah, it was kind of weird. It was like 85 degrees, right? She's walking around in lingerie, but she has on this big, heavy fur coat. You know, I don't know. So, Jim Bowman, I think this is a story.
There you go.
Right.
Telling a story, yes.
So I had the whole image from head down to her boots and everything, but for me, the story kind of was the animal paw with the butt cheeks, so I just cropped it down.
Mhm.
But Jim, what's the kind of the patch on her leg there? I'm not sure what's that all about?
Patch on her leg.
I think it's a shadow from the jacket.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, it's a
shadow.
shadow?
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a
Probably
shadow.
from the coat
The
sleeve
coat,
there.
right, the sleeve.
This here?
That just looks like it got put it in as a patch.
It
Yeah,
does,
well,
you're right.
I couldn't get her to pose for me, so I
Yeah.
just had to go with what I had.
I'm thinking it's because of this hard
Yeah.
light edge here, which probably came from topaz.
What was her name, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of,
Yeah, I think if you fix that edge there, I think you're right.
could you clone some of the from the left side of the picture of the
Yeah.
fur and then clone it into the right side?
Yep, that's
Would
what I,
that work?
yep.
Because it just looks weird. It looks like it's out of place to me.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Me too. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, I agree.
You should have told her to take her coat off.
Yeah.
Just move the arm a little. Alrighty. And I don't know if the lining of her coat's coming out or is that her hair?
That's the line, that's threads from the coat, I think.
Yeah.
And they were on her butt cheek. I erased them off the butt cheek.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay. So real vintage coat.
Vintage, yeah, I guess.
I think that's everybody. Yeah, we start with Kim. Okay. Well, I updated that firmware on my Canon for the eye
Oh,
following. It works really darn well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really nice, very nice.
Yeah. So this is one of my 3 visitors that comes to the pond to bathe and drink.
Hmm.
And then,
Excellent.
there's
What
another
kind of bird is he?
Cooper's hawk.
Oh, really nice. So is it picking up, is it focusing on the eyes? Is your
Yes.
notes up there? Yeah,
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah, you can see it kind of naturally falls off and just goes back.
hmm.
That's the 500 millimeter at 500 without an extender. I did go to the crop sensor mode to get it closer. You know, you've got the ability to go between full frame and crop sensor. And then when you do that, it gives you a 1.6 jump. So
Yeah.
basically it's
Excellent.
more than 500. It's more like close to 8. And then I took this image and cropped it to this and it got pretty
Oh.
small. So I tried that enhance where it doubles the size
Mhm.
in Lightroom and it seemed to work pretty well. It did give me some color noise artifacts, which I was able to take out in Lightroom, just adjusting the color noise a bit.
That's about the equivalent to standing 10 feet or 8 feet from the bird.
Yeah. Pretty nice.
Yeah,
And
pretty nice.
no sharpening or anything, just pretty straightforward. And then I got into playtimes. This was in too bad. Got to keep it on the bird theme, I guess.
Yeah, what bird laid those eggs?
No idea. They're more like rocks.
Fossilized eggs. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's on that walk, there's that gallery at the far south end that's over the bridge. Where you can actually park and go north to Tubac from. But anyway, it's someone that has all the sculptures outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's like an out shed that has stuff on it. I believe that's where this was.
Oh,
And I can't remember, this might be inside. I can't remember where I shot this. But I goosed it up and saturated it quite a bit and then put a pretty strong vignette on it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah.
But the eggs were green.
Yeah.
Where's the ham?
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cute.
they had a bunch of these little fairies in there as well. It's a pretty tight shot. She was sitting on a little glass shelf in a display case. And then I went into Luminar and added these little beams in the back.
I like that you don't have her sitting straight.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it was kind of boring straight, so I shifted it around a little bit.
I like that.
And I think the angle of the shelf,
Mhm.
when I rotated it, helped a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise her body would kind of be leaning, which
Yep, a little bit.
looks more natural this way.
Mhm. Yeah, this is in one of the shops in town. I decided to electrify it a bit.
No?
Good.
Good one.
I can't remember if this was in a local gallery or somewhere else. But that was another topaz effect. I kind of like the hard edge you put around it.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was kind of fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, this was in South Carolina. These were coming in on the beach and then the birds were eating them. Kind of see the little
Oh, yeah.
areas where they had their lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I just did a bunch of different texture overlays and brought the saturation up. It was just kind of boring just being on the sand, so
Mm-hmm. Nice.
picked up the reds and stuff, and then
And I like
saturated,
that you have it on its side, like
you
not straight up and down.
know, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I've been getting away from doing things in their normal orientation a lot.
Mhm.
It helps. So that's what I got this
Yeah.
time.
Nice. Very nice.
Thanks. All right, let me stop sharing.